interestingly enough, the real estate markets were quite similar at that point. So now if I'm going to read out what's happening during that period, it will sound quite similar to what we are seeing in this period today. And the next piece of news coming to 2024, and perhaps one that has somewhat flown under the radar a little bit as compared to interest rates, is the likely general elections. And not just any other general elections, it's the handover of power from Lee Hsien Long to Lawrence Wong. I'm not sure if you can remember the last time a handover of power was done. That was in 2004, just nice 20 years ago. And I sort of found a little bit of interesting trivia thanks to our good friends over at Google, right? Google's AI. I went to Google and went to Bud to ask them about, what happened in the real estate market in 2004. That was definitely before my time. And I found some pretty interesting similarities between that period of time and where we are today. So the first similarity is that both of these periods were the end of pandemics, right? So in 2024, Singapore was just coming out of SARS, and we all know over in 2004, we were just coming out of SARS, and 2024, we were just coming out of COVID. Interestingly enough, the real estate markets were quite similar at that point. So now if I'm going to read out what's happening during that period, it will sound quite similar to what we are seeing in this period today. So if we zoom in and we read this out, right, the Singapore property market in 2004 was characterized by slow growth and slightly downward trend in prices. Of course, on this part, probably not so similar. This marked change for the years immediately preceding, which saw robust price growth, right, circa 2021, 2022, right? Here are some key points to understand about the market in 2004, right? Prices overall mild decline, right? Transaction volumes subdued, right? Remember what happened in 2023. Factors influencing the market, government cooling measures, right? They had to introduce several rounds of cooling measures to moderate prices and prevent overheating. Tighter restrictions on lending and rising stamp duties. Hello, very similar, right, to whatever we are seeing right now. Global economic uncertainty, right, coming out of SARS and other factors, okay? And oversupply in certain segments, of course, on this note, not that similar today, but in the overall vibe and, narrative of the whole thing, does it not sound very, very similar to 2023, 2024? So I just found that to be pretty interesting. And if you want to see where prices were at, so over in 2024, so this one, of course, take it with a pinch of salt, right? But if you see the similarities on that side, then you want to borrow some of the, foresight from before, after which, we went on quite a good upturn, right, as Singapore exited SARS and as we went through a round of economic restructuring and the economy went up pretty well. So on this note, hopefully we follow it, right? But hopefully not this part, 08, 09, come the Great Recession. But why did I put this general election handover of power as, the second biggest piece of news after interest rates is that the Singapore real estate market, so it's not that, I want to discuss politics or anything, right? No. But the one thing that we can't run away from the Singapore real estate market is government intervention. We are probably one of the most intervened real estate markets in the world. So as we can see over here, in terms of LTV, we have 6 rounds of LTV interventions already. In terms of ABSD, 5 rounds of ABSD intervention, 4 rounds of TDSR and MSR intervention in the market. So all this intervention is with the general idea and general direction of not wanting runaway real estate prices, and that's all the more important during this period because they don't want runaway prices, especially when we are going to enter into such a significant period in time, especially in terms of politics, especially in terms of power, so to speak, right? They want a smooth handover over into the next 4G government. So now that's my reason why this, in my opinion, is the second most important piece of news coming into 2024.